This conference will now be recorded.
All right, guys. Okay, so let's get started. So, yes, Deepak, Jyoti, Prathamesh, Sushila, you can start asking your questions, whatever the queries, questions you guys are facing, anything related to project or anything else you guys wish to discuss. Anything?
Hi, hi Amol.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, Deepak, please go ahead.
Amol. While creating ASG group, okay,
Mm-hmm.
when we select launch template and create the network, right? I'm getting an error stating that T2 micro is not available in one availability zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Correct.
warning, not error. So why does that comes? Like I'm selecting
Oh.
three of the subnets or availability zones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll tell you. Okay, so the thing is that first of all, in launch template, don't select the subnets where you would like to launch. The reason is that let that ASG decides. Okay, that where it just want to create the instances. So in the subnet, just keep that thing blank. Okay, in launch template, if you are selecting. But even though if you are like one thing is that you won't be able to launch your instances the ones you know. The instance which you are trying to launch is it must be the T2 micro, right? T2 micro is
Yeah,
trying to launch. Okay. So T2 Micro is a free tier instance that we have, and for Mumbai region, the AWS has not created or they have not supported the T2 Micro in the AP South 1C region, that is AZ. The in third AZ they don't have the reason that you can't create a that T2 Micro instance. Okay, now you can find that thing in a multiple instances also. Okay, I'll give example. Let's say you're trying to create any of the bigger machine, okay, which is really big. Okay, in that case you might find that it is not available in all the three easy. Okay, so that's something is there from the AWS end. Now this is something that we are talking about a free thing, right? But the rest of the machines, let's say T5 2x large or something, that we are using it in on a usual basis on a daily practice. So those machines you should find in all the three easy. Okay, in few of the cases, like few rare machines you won't be able to get, but rest you should be get each and every single machine in all the three easy. T2 Micro is free one. That's the reason they haven't created in the third zone. That's the reason it is. Okay.
and once I'm creating the ASG group, right, Amol? I
Mm-hmm.
have put the load on servers, okay. But when I have updated the info for five, like the maximum capacity, it is only creating the two servers for me.
Okay. So their
Minimum is
their minimum is what?
minimum is two, maximum is five, okay. And I have putting the load on these two servers, like what is the desired quantity for me. But when the load is increasing, it is only creating the two servers for me.
Desired is what? Desired is
Desired is also two.
okay. So see, there we have a three terminology: min, max, and desired, right? So whenever you'll be launching your instances, so it is going to consider desired count.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now your desired count is two.
Yes.
Now the load is something that you tell to your machine that if my like two of the machines which are running right now, if the
Mm.
average load of the machines is going to be certain, let's say in my case I have provided I think 60%, right, in example.
Yeah.
So if it is crossing the 60%, in that case only it is going to launch the new machine for you. So if you
True.
want to like test out whether whether as per your load if the things are happening or not. Okay, if you just want to test out from your end, so we have something that's stress tool. Okay, we have something the stress tool with the help of which you can test it out. Let me share my screen and we'll tell you how we can do
I
that.
have done that, Amol, but like after applying that also, like I have also used a script. but it's only creating two instances for me. Like it should create three, right? Like whenever the load is increasing.
So look, see, at the initial time, because your desired capacity is desired count is what it is 2. So whenever you will be launching things, the instance will always be 2 only. Okay, and minimum is 2 means what whatever the thing you do, but it is not going to below to this minimum count. And maximum is what when the number of instances are getting increased. So in such case, that is what your set is at 5. So when you're saying desired is 2, right? So that's then why after launch immediately you will have 2 instances. Now you run some script or something like a stress tool there to increase your load, then your instances count will get increased. Okay, again, so it is going to take some time, like let's say stress, you will be running it for something, it will take some time, something like a 3 to 5 minutes to understand that there is a load increase. Okay, sometimes what happens that because of some abnormality your CPU just went high and it just goes drop down again. So in such case Edge is not going to launch you the instance. Okay, it is going to wait for some time, it is going to understand that do we really have increased the traffic, or is it just some abnormal behavior that machine is showing. Okay, so after testing that only it is going to launch the one new machine. So it is going to for some time it is going to test, okay, do we have the average CPU load this. If it is crossing 60% in both the machines, okay, so average of the total, like both the machines, average has to be above the 60%. In that case it is going to launch one more machine. Is
So
that good? Yeah.
like I'm still confused over here. See, like I have mentioned minimum, desired, and maximum count.
Hmm.
Okay, so when ASG group is launched, so it will be creating two servers at initial. Like whenever
Yes,
the
yes, correct,
ASG
correct.
group is run, two servers will be created. So now on these two servers, I have manually put the load.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so now for certain time, it will be verifying it in the backend, CloudWatch or some other metrics, like they will be checking it. And once the load is there and whatever the threshold we have kept, so based on
Hmm.
that, they will be creating a new servers. Now, like
Correct.
when there is a load, like how many servers will be created? Like maximum I have kept five. So apart from two, directly three will be created, or only like based on the load. Now initially one will be created, then checking the load again two servers. Like in that context, I wanted to know.
Okay, okay. So it will create a single instance, like a third number. Okay. It will
Okay,
check after launching your third instance, it will check, okay, that is my average CPU load has now gone below to 60%. If answer is yes, then it will stop there and it will just run the three number of instances. But if your let's say average CPU utilization is still more than your 60%. Okay, now third instance also is having a traffic, which is again showing you CPU usage. Okay, so if the again the all the three equivalent load, every CPU load is what it is more than 60%. In that case, it is going to launch fourth one. Okay, and like that, like let's say if still again more than 60%, then one more the fifth instance will also come. So in total, like this way, we will have the total five number of instances, the maximum it can go up to. And now just assume a scenario that now we have the five instances running, maximum is five, and still your CPU utilization is more than 60%. Okay, but then in that case, it is not going to launch any new machine because your setup as a maximum as five.
fine. Got it.
Okay.
And, yeah, and like we will be defining the target policies, right? Like after this utilization, it has to be gone up. Like we will be defining those policies, right? So where can we edit this thing? Like after checking for 5 minutes, it has to scale down. Like these
So,
configurations, where can we do those things?
mhm. Okay, so here on your EC2, you have this ASG. So inside ASG, while setting up, you put that target tracking policy. So you just set up the target tracking policy. Okay, I
Uh,
don't have
but
any
in that,
AG. Yes.
But in that we don't have any time duration, right? Amol? Like we'll just mention that like what we say, if average CPU utilization is more than this and warm up time. So at start we will be getting only those options to select.
Yeah, so that is a warm time only, that only. Like, that will, so if you want to reduce that, so you can reduce that. Let's say you just want to do it after 50 seconds. So you can make it. Okay, so let's say, by default is 300 second. So when I say how much is you want your wait time is, it's a 300 second. That is, if you calculate, it's a 5 minutes in total. So if you want to reduce that, so you can make it the to what, 1 minute, or let's say 50 seconds, something like that. It's up to you.
No, like I just wanted to know for cooldown thing. Like, okay, I have created now five instances. Like based on the load, it has created five instances. Now my load
Hmm.
has reduced. Okay,
Hmm.
after 5 minutes or 3 seconds. Okay, so now immediately after 5 minutes or 3 minutes, I just want my servers to be reduced. So in that scenario, where these configurations we can do, or we can make changes for these things. Like after 3 minutes,
So
if the load is down.
okay, so you don't have to make it. Okay, that way, that is by default. So you just have that, the wait time is 300 second, no? Like that is making that is telling you the five after 5 minutes. Like, what is that 5 minutes is basically before taking any action. Okay, AG will make sure 100% that you have that thing. Okay, let's say, the now usually what happens, let's say traffic is increasing. So in the rare cases only we get certain spikes. Okay, in most of the cases the traffic increases gradually. Okay, I'll give example. Let's say you have some application placed as per the Indian time schedule. Now in the morning, that people, as they are getting wake up, okay, so they will start using the application, and that's how your traffic will get increased. Okay, slowly your traffic will get increased. Now at certain point, that your traffic will hit, or the CPU utilization will hit to that 60 mark. So that's how you will add one instance, two instance, like that it will add. Now during night time, okay, think of opposite. Okay, so first of all, your CPU utilization will be lowered than whatever the value you have defined. So if it is understand that, after removing one instance, that still your CPU utilization is going to remain under the 60%, then it is going to remove the one instance. Like that, it is going to reduce that number. So it is for a beneficial from the cost perception. Okay, now here it is going to wait. Okay, now ideally, even though the number sounding like a 5 minutes or something, but by default there is some time taken by the ASG as well to detect the things, and to comes actually, running your application and everything, and then again for Redis operation also, it will take some time for understanding. But yes, overall it is on an average it is going to be the 5 minutes of time, and an operation happens directly. Okay, so you don't have to take any parameter, or you don't have to take any efforts there. You can do the reverse thing, that let's say you don't want to reduce the number of instances count, so we have that setting in the ASG. You can put something called a scaling protection, but by default that it is going to reduce that count by itself. Is that good?
Yeah, no. And one more thing, Anmol, once while we are creating, we are only getting the target tracking policies. But once it is
Hmm.
created, we are having other options also, like step operations and simple scaling operations. So in which scenarios we will be using these things?
Okay, so we have one more operation, that is the, okay, just give me a second, I need to have that UI. Just give me a second. uh, okay, can you share your screen?
Yeah.
I don't have the AG right now created, so do you have the rights to share screen?
No, it's asking organizer to make you presenter.
Yeah, I have given it. Now check.
And it's asking me to quit and reopen. Let me rejoin once again.
Okay.
Amol, how to increase manually load, Amol?
Okay, so we have some one tool called as stress. Okay, so stress is the tool with which you can do it, and how you can do it, like basically, stress is tool we have, and we have to just run one simple command called as stress. Okay, and after that you can tell to with that stress command you can mention that how much CPU utilization you want, how much GB of RAM should get utilized. So that stress command can put the stress. Okay, like stress is a tool name, and again the stress tool has a stress command. So with that way you can generate a stress manually to test out the things. Okay, whether it's working or not, because you don't have traffic right now, right? Like when you're doing the things in a POC, let's say you're just trying out to show the thing. So in that case, with the help of stress command, you can do that.
Is stress is a integral part of AWS, Amol? The
No,
stress
no, no,
tool, or we have to install it?
no, no. You have to install it manually. Just search for install stress on Ubuntu or something. You should get that command. It's a single simple command. It's just everybody get install stress. Okay, so that's it. Like on Ubuntu, it is simple.
If you have that on your laptop, can you show it?
Actually, I don't have instance running. Okay, let me. Okay, let me do it this way. I can show it to you. Okay. Okay, can I just solve Deepak's query first, and then we'll come to this, Sushila?
Okay, Amol.
Is that fine?
As time. Okay, Amol. Okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, Deepak.
It's still asking, like, to ask you to give permission.
Oh, wait. I need to. I think you rejoined, right? So let me give you permission again. Yeah. Now try. Okay. So yeah.
Is it visible, Amol? Like I'm sharing my AWS screen.
Yes, yes. I can see. Yes. So now,
Okay.
uh, just go and yeah. So here you can see. So you were asking me the few of the other parameters, right? So give me a second. Now.
I think this is disabled for me, but
Okay, so you can decide that at initial only. Okay, you can decide that initial. What I wanted to show you, just go to ASG. I mean, creation part again. Yeah, click there. Now say create auto scaling group. So while creating, you select that what target you would like to just give any dummy name. Yeah, choose any launch template. Yeah, say next. Yeah, here also you can see keep all the things as by default. Say next. Yes. Okay, health check. Okay. Select whatever you wish to. Okay, don't select anything. Just say next. No, no need. We're just like I just want to that window. Just say next. Okay, we have to reach out there. Yeah, scaling. Yes, wait here. So this is the thing where you will be mentioning all the things, right? Just yeah, make your now. Let's say when you say no scaling policy, right? Just go over once again. And no, stay there. Stay there. No scaling means that you're not putting any scaling. Okay. Now when you are saying target scaling, so just click on target scaling tracking. So in targets tracking, what you get is that behind the scene, AG is going to check something. So AG, you can set up it manually also. Let's say no scaling means what? Whatever happened with the load. Okay, still your AG is not going to add any instance, nothing. Okay, so that's what the no scaling of policy you have option. Target tracking means what? it is going to track something, and what you are telling it to track, it is the average CPU utilization. Okay, so within that you have multiple parameters. So let's say you can just check that drop down. So let's say when you have a like lot of network, or let's say count of requests that which coming to your load balancer. So based on that you have a different matrices. So but among them the CPU utilization is something, is the famous one. Okay, or like we always say like the CPU utilization, because CPU utilization is link, you can link that one with the traffic, how much traffic is flowing. So this is what it is.
But
Okay.
actually, I was searching somewhere. There are also different policies in this, right? And more like step scaling and simple scaling. Like in step scaling, we can define the steps. Like for example, if the CPU utilization is between 30 to 50%, add two
Mhm.
instances, and if it is like 50 to 60%, add one or three instances more.
Okay, okay. Now let me tell you. Okay, so that is something. Step scaling means what? That let's say at the same time, how many CPUs you want? Okay, let's say I'll give example. Now you don't have a proper traffic pattern. Okay, in your application. Okay, like right now, as I was giving you example, let's say gradually your traffic increases, and then you have to accommodate the traffic. But just assume a scenario in which let's say there's something, the live match is going on, and your application is streaming that live match. Okay, now you cannot just predict the traffic, that how spikes you will get it, and like how the things will happen. If I give example, let's say any favorite player is coming on a field. Okay, so people will start watching match instantly. Or let's say if somebody goes, the famous player got out. Okay, people start, they don't watch the TV, right? Or like they're not watching your application. So
Mhm.
you can have sudden spikes of increment or sudden decrement. To handle that, the step up and the step down. Okay, the thing what you have seen is, so that is about how many instances that you would like to add at the same time. Let's say maximum count you have kept it 100. Okay, you have kept it 100 as a maximum count. Now as you tell to the AWS that add the machine, so AWS is going to add one single machine at the same time. Okay, one machine, then it is going to check, then again second machine, then that thing will going on. But now there's some sudden traffic. Okay, so for launching the one machine also, it takes somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds. So between that time, the new people who are trying to watch that match, so those won't be able to log in, watch it. Okay, because your machine, behind the scene machine is not ready, right? So to avoid such situations, you can just have step up in multiple count. Okay, so you're saying no, at the same time don't just launch single machine. You can just configure it as a 5 machines, 10 machines, like that you can also configure. So that is the step up policy that you have.
So
You,
this is the right place, right, to edit those things from here itself.
yes, so yes, just go to edit.
But
No, one second, go back once again. Yeah, I can see half of okay, here see, create a dynamic scaling policy, go there. So right now by default you have as a simple one. So create dynamic, here you get that option. Okay, here you see that step up in scaling.
yeah,
So
got
you
it.
can say step up, then you CloudWatch alarm, and then capacity. So take the action like add how many instances. You can say 5 instances. Add, remove,
Right.
set to. Okay, so this is what the setting. So you are going to set up everything by yourself.
So is this any use case, or like how frequently we will be using these things, Anmol, in real time? Do we have any requirement for this, or like the simple one, whichever we are following, will that be enough?
That is certainly depending on your application, how critical your application is. So if your application is critical, production application, in that case, we have to go with this all the options that what you see. If your application is something, just not that, critical. People just for internal purpose you have created it. For internal purpose means what? Like when I say, when I'm talking about any of the application, or when we are working for any organization, so that doesn't mean that you're always displaying it to the outside people, and a lot of people are accessing our application. No, that's not the usual use cases. Okay, let's say, no, not everybody is working for Zomato or Uber, right? So in fact, let's say if I take the Zomato's example, so behind the scene, Zomato will have a hundreds of the application which we don't see. Okay, they're using for their internal purpose. Okay, you get my point, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
For their own purposes, they just create so many applications for their own internal purpose. Let's say, I have worked for Reliance Jio. Okay, now Jio was having something, let's say, a record system, and they had so many different integrations of the teams. In fact, let's say even HR simplest portal, employee portal. Okay, we have to make sure that that application portal is also up. Okay, so we have so many things to do now. When we have the things, those are internal to the customer, so we are not worried about these things. Okay, like let's say if something for 2 minutes, if application goes down, okay, we are okay with that. The reason, the more scaling policies you put, the more costing you will get, because that's how your dynamic things going to be. Okay, let's say for a single percentage increasing the traffic, age is going to launch a new instance because it is strict. Okay, AWS is going to strict, and as per that only traffic will get increased. But let's say if I talk about normally, probably normal system will, let's say after 5 minutes, let's wait for 5 minutes, check if the count goes up to beyond that, then only add instance. So maybe my few customers won't be able to access the things, but internally that's fine. I don't mind for that. Okay,
Okay.
then when you are watching some live match and all these things, so you strictly have to follow and create these policies.
Got it.
Okay.
Uh, like, can you explain these things more, like life cycle hooks, warm up pull, like if it is important only. If not, like we can skip this part.
Okay, frankly speaking, I have, okay, so I'll tell you, these things. What is, I know what this means is the warm pool life cycle hook is different one that I have used, but warm pool, what it is, I'll tell you. Personally, I have never used, but what it is, I can tell you that. Okay, so basically, decrease scale out latency by pre-initializing EC2 instances and save money by reducing the number of continuously running instances. So, I was telling you the example that in the cases where you don't have a prediction on the traffic. Okay, the simple, the best example is just take a live match. Okay, you have no idea that how many people are going to watch your thing. So in such case, you can create something like a worm pool. Worm pool is basically that will be keeping your instances ready, and they will just going on and off. Okay, so that will reduce your the pre-initialized time. Okay, that instances usually takes 30 to second 40-second time to launch. So that time you can reduce it. You'll just some provision, you'll just provision those instances, but those will not directly be into the traffic picture. If required, they will be taking into consideration. Okay, so you are telling AWS by this way, what you are doing actually, you're telling to AWS that I might require few of the instances, so please keep reserve few of the instances for me. So this is the way through which you are telling to AWS infrastructure. Okay, this is about the
Okay,
warm
got
pool, but frankly speaking, I have never used it. Lifecycle hooks. Okay, now what is lifecycle hooks is basically when you would like to do some custom actions. Okay, like here you can see the before determinant. So basically, AG has its own life cycles. Okay, through which it does the operations. Okay, now I'll give example. Let's say as traffic is getting decreased, and in such case, of course, the instance will get terminated, but you don't want to delete the instance directly. Okay, you just want to say to send the logs, whatever you have generated, just send the logs, and after that terminate it. So such thing you can do it via this launch, the lifecycle hooks. So you can create like at what you want. Like say, let's say here lifecycle transition when you are launching your instance or termination. Okay, before than that, what you would like to do. So you would like to just edit the custom behavior. So in such case, you can do this.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Amol. And one last question, Amol. I was trying to access that website cards details thing, but I was not able to do that. Can you guide me on that part, Amol? Actually, as of now, I've just used Apache server like to
Hmm.
create this AAG group, but for that part, like I was not able to
So
get it.
have you installed Apache?
Yeah, let
So can you
me.
see the test page?
Yes,
Go to your instances. Okay. Okay, take DNS and check it. Okay, you're getting test page, right?
yes.
Okay. So what your question is now?
You have given for card details thing, right, Amol, to use that code.
Yes. So you need to check your user data now. Just make sure that you're copying it to the this var www.html. You just look at that test page. Okay, the path is given. So you need to replace that data with that card website data. So what you will do, you can do is you can just say git clone. Then you can just copy that
So
to the
in this location, I need to copy the entire repo, right, in HTML.
correct, correct. So first of all, you'll say git clone, then say copy to destination this var www.html location.
Okay, sure. Actually, I was trying it with another thing, so that is the reason I was not getting it. So only HTML, index HTML, I was trying to copy. So because of that, I was not able to access it. So let me try that
Uh,
part.
yeah, yeah. Just try. Yeah,
If not, then I will ask you tomorrow.
yeah, sure, sure.
Sure. So that's it from my end for this thing. Aman. Yeah.
Okay, okay, fine, great.
Thank you.
Yes, Sushila, you wanted to understand one thing. Okay, can you just stop sharing, Deepak?
Yeah, I'm
I'll
just.
just yeah, I just want to quickly show something to Sushila. So she was interested to understand how she can have a stress tool, like how we can put the stress on your machine. So I'll just show her quickly. What you can do is you can just like search for stress install in Ubuntu, something like that, and there are so many articles that can show you how to install stress. But let me open any one of the link. I know the command, but this for I'm telling you to how to do it. Okay, so here you can just check. So this is what the command is: sudo apt install stress. Okay, on Debian. In fact, they have given for all the operating systems. Great. Then this is the syntax for a stress tool. This is the way you can use it. I'll tell you other way. Okay, here you can see the example. Sudo stress. This is what the example for how much time you would like to use that tool. You can just see it. Or here I'm already logged in one of the system. Okay, this is Ubuntu system. Okay, so I can say apt get update, apt get install stress. Okay, so we are installing stress tool. Just wait for a second. Now this is a small machine. Okay, it's a T2 micro machine only. Okay, here we go. We are done with the stress tool installation, and if I just press stress, I put a wrong command. Okay, stress. You can see the stress is installed, and now this is the example we have. So just fill out the example as per your choice. Let's say right now I'll show you top command. Okay, and just look at SCP utilization is 0% now. If I tell you the example stress, so you can see stress. I can say I just want to have CPU as probably 2. In fact, we are just using one CPU, okay? But here I'm saying 2, okay? So my CPU should looking be 100%. If you want to change the network setting, like network input output, you can have change that as well, but no need as such. And for how much time, okay? For how much time you would like to have this stress test? So maybe let's say 300 seconds. So you can say 300 seconds like this way, 600 seconds like that. Okay, you can just confirm. I just press enter. Behind the scene, this stress will run for that much of time. Means that you're stressing. You're running two CPUs on this, and your CPU must be 100%. Now, how we can confirm that? So let me open one more Git bash. Now I have the inside downloads and the key. This machine. I think machine name. I have the key name is the Linux 1 2 3 4 5. Here is the IP. I just press enter. Now, if I check the top command here, can you see here? CPU utilization is 100%. You get the point, Sushila?
Amul, here we have logged into one instance and we are running two CPUs.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
how is that possible, Amul? It will have one CPU, right?
It's a virtual CPU actually. Okay, so here when let's say you are giving one instructions to the CPU, so that's the reason you have here 100%, right?
So, for if we want to increase the stress for two CPUs, two instances, then we have to log into two instances and manually increase for the two also. Then the third one gets created, right?
See, basically your CPU, it will always check the CPU utilization. So right now you have a CPU utilization is 100%. So let's say if you're selecting at 60%, so of course, your CPU utilization is more than that, and this is it is going to launch the one instance.
Okay, Amol. Okay. So, if we increase that for one CPU as it is increased by 60%, it will automatically launch the third one.
Yeah, it is. It
So,
is whenever it is more than 100, like whatever the policy you have set up, it is going to launch the new instance for you.
suppose if I configured like 60% is the average CPU utilization and the minimum is 2 and maximum like 5. If I increased one CPU utilization to 100%, and second one is not having any stress, then in such case it will not configure third one, right? For second one also I have to configure stress and I have to make it above 60%, right, Amol?
Yeah, correct. So it's a average CPU utilization that what you see. So if one is
So that,
utilization is zero, okay, so see, try to understand. One utilization is zero, second utilization is 100%. So is average, what is average? Here average will become as 50, correct?
yes,
So it won't work, right? So you have kept it 60. So you have to make the second, you have to also run that stress command in the second server also.
the same way I have to install this stress tool and I have to increase for that also, for that mission
Correct,
also, for instance.
correct,
Then it will launch.
correct.
Okay,
Yes,
Amol.
yes.
Got it, Amol.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah. Fine then, guys. Okay. So I think only two of you are here. So yeah, anything you have, let me know on the then Gmail. Okay, Google. Okay, we'll stop today. Um,
Sure.
have
Thank
a good
you.
day. Yeah, have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Bye bye.